We're living in an extraordinary moment in history. That quote really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today. You can feel it, right? It's a time of massive change, really intense conflict, and technology that's altering our entire world. But what if I told you this isn't just random chaos? What if it's actually a pattern?
So let's dive right in. We're going to explore this really fascinating framework that suggests what we're all experiencing isn't chaos at all, but a predictable pattern in American history. A pattern of 80-year cycles that always end in crisis, and then rebirth. And the one we're in right now? Well, it might just be the biggest one yet.
So why does everything feel so supercharged? The political tension, the speed of technological change, it's a lot. Well, what if all that noise isn't just noise? What if it's the signature of something much, much bigger? A historic tipping point.
So what exactly is a tipping point? Okay, think about the iPhone. For years, we had these kind of clunky cell phones, flip phones, and then, seemingly overnight, boom. A whole new system arrived that was just so much better it completely dismantled the old way of doing things. That's a tipping point. And that's what's happening now, but on the scale of our entire society.
This brings us to the core theory of this whole thing. The idea that American history moves in these predictable 80-year cycles. And each cycle climaxes in a period of intense crisis and conflict, which is then followed by an incredible period of reinvention and progress.
And this timeline just lays it out so clearly. Look at these dates. You have 1787, the founding of the country. Fast forward about 80 years, you get 1865, the end of the Civil War. Another 80 years brings you to 1945, the end of World War II. And well, you can do the math. 80 years after that puts us right here, at 2025, staring our own tipping point right in the face. Each one of those moments was a profound crisis, followed by reinvention.
Let's just look at the last cycle, the one starting in 1945. America was crawling out of the Great Depression and World War II. The old economic system was completely broken. The country was deeply polarized. Sound familiar? But out of all that crisis came a 25-year boom. We're talking building the entire interstate highway system, using the GI Bill to send a whole generation to college. We literally built a completely new America.
And just to show you this isn't a one-off thing, let's rewind another 80 years to 1865. The crisis then was the Civil War, the most extreme conflict imaginable, a clash between two fundamentally different economic systems. The old system was violently dismantled. And what happened next? Another 25-year explosion of progress. The Homestead Act, land-grant universities, and a staggering 175,000 miles of railroads stitched the country together. See the pattern? Crisis, then reinvention.
Okay, so if we're in one of these cycles right now, what's driving it? What's the engine of our era? The answer, it turns out, isn't just one thing. It's 3 world historic technologies that are all hitting their tipping point at the exact same time.
First up, and this one's no surprise, artificial intelligence. We have to be clear, its arrival is not just another tech trend. This is a fundamental shift in what humans are capable of. I love this quote because it just nails the scale of it. The release of ChatGPT wasn't a product launch, it was the starting gun for a whole new age. It's like the dawn of the Bronze Age or the Iron Age. It's a step change in our mental powers. And once you cross a threshold like that, you just don't go back.
All right, the second major driver is a new source of energy that works on completely different rules than anything we've ever used before: clean energy.
Now, this is the crucial point, so lean in. Clean energy is not a commodity, like oil or coal that we have to dig up and that eventually runs out. It's a technology. And what do we know about technology? It gets better and cheaper over time. Every time we double our production of solar panels, the cost drops by around 20%. This is a path toward abundance, not scarcity, and that's a huge deal.
And the third revolutionary technology is bioengineering, which is really just a fancy way of saying we now have the ability to read, understand, and even write the code of life itself.
And just look at this chart. This is wild. In 2003, it cost $3 billion to sequence the first human genome. Today, it's about $100. Soon, it'll be $50. That's not just a price drop, that's a paradigm shift. This unlocks the ability to actually engineer biology for the outcomes we want, from creating new medicines to growing meat in a lab. It's an absolute game changer.
Now, a level of change this massive doesn't happen without a ton of friction. In fact, these tipping points are always marked by intense conflict and polarization. It's the old world fighting to survive against the new. And you can see this exact battle playing out right now in the debates around the very technologies we just talked about, especially AI.
When we talk about AI, it feels like we're really talking about two completely different futures. On one side, you've got this incredible utopian promise, AI as a tool that could cure diseases, solve climate change, and unlock new heights of human creativity. But on the other side, there's this deep anxiety that it's going to take all our jobs, take away our autonomy, and maybe even pose a threat to our very existence.
So let's break down what each side is really saying. The Accelerate crowd argues that AI will handle all the boring, tedious work, freeing us humans up for more meaningful, creative jobs. But the group calling to pause development is hitting the brakes hard, warning that millions of people could be displaced so fast it could break society. Or worse, that we might build something we can't control. It's a total clash between the promise of utopia and the fear of oblivion, a perfect symptom of a society grappling with system-level change.
This intense polarization over what our future should look like is a classic symptom of the bigger story. We're at a juncture where the old systems, our economy, our politics, even our global order, are being challenged by these new realities. And now we have to decide what to build next.
So let's start with our economic model. There's a really strong feeling out there that financial capitalism has just stopped working for most people. The potential shift? Maybe it's toward a form of sustainable capitalism, one that's actually built on the foundation of abundance from these new technologies.
And what about our political systems? Representative democracy was a brilliant, revolutionary invention of the Enlightenment. But in an age of instant global communication and AI, is it still the best model? Could new forms of digital democracies start to emerge? It's a real question.
And finally, let's look at the largest scale shift of all. The nation-state itself was a massive breakthrough from the old world of empires and kings. But when you're trying to tackle global challenges like climate change or AI, maybe we need to invent new forms of global governance and coordination to handle it. So, all of this leaves us with one final, crucial question. History suggests that we are standing at the very start of another one of those 25-year cycles of incredible progress and reinvention. The foundations are being laid as we speak. The technologies are here. The old systems are cracking. The question for all of us is, what kind of world are we going to choose to build?